Morning, everyone. You are able to hear me? One of you, please confirm and see the chart. Hello. Hello. You are able to hear me and see the chart? Please confirm.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So let's see the Indian Nifty and then we'll see the world view also, the world markets. This is the Nifty of as of today. I'll remove the tools. Okay. This is the level at which continuously Nifty is getting some kind of a support. Okay. If you draw this three lines, now you can see in this channel, Nifty is trying to break this channel and go further down. So not yesterday, day before, yesterday, one of our colleagues asked me, how are you so sure that Nifty will go further down? Apart from the world conditions, which we know it is bad, I'm showing you some of the charts and the way why I am saying that Nifty will go further down. You can see here. First, I'll remove some of this so that you can see a bigger view. This is on the Trade Tiger. I cannot put many tools indicators on that because it is a free version of TradingView. So here I'm showing you on the Trade Tiger. You can see this was the March 2020 period and the market was continuously moving up to this level. Then it's moved little down. And here is the channel which I was showing you there. This was a channel which was drawn long back. And the Nifty is moving in this range. The Nifty is moving in this range. On February 24th, when we had a fall of 815 points, this was the red candle which was formed. Once again on this Friday, it has formed a red candle, but the lows have gone further low. Here the low was I'm not able to.
बाहर जाएगा तो बिल्ला का स्टिक लाओ, दरवाजा बंद कर लो, मैं उधर खोल देगा, तो बिल्ला बाहर जाएगा.
You can see on this day, on Feb 24, the low L was 16203.
ईयरफोन है.
On this Friday, March, the low was 3.
तुझ्याकडे ईयरफोन आहे.
Zone, which is on
पिन वाले नाही करत ना ते.
So this is the demand zone on the weekly chart, and it has actually passed this low. Okay, today I'll be showing you some new things. Now we have drawn a monthly demand zone. This was drawn earlier only. It is trying to approach 15,903, and the lowest of this demand zone is 15,420. I believe in this week it will come near about this, or it will go in the middle of the monthly demand zone. Now daily demand zone के कंपैरिजन में वीकली डिमांड जोन इज मच स्ट्रॉन्गर एंड वीकली डिमांड जोन के कंपैरिजन में मंथली डिमांड जोन इज मच मोर स्ट्रॉन्गर. So what we are saying is the market is moving downwards and it is coming to some ranges which, if you remember, this was the thing which I had shown you earlier. Okay, this was as of 11 February 2022. At that time the Nifty level was 17,374. This is based on fundamentals. The Buffett indicator, I will show you today's values also. At that day, on this 11th of February, the 10-year mean was 79.82 and the current value of that Buffett indicator on 11 February was 102. And the possible Nifty 50 is the current value divided by the mean value divided by the current value into the Nifty level. That is the formula. And that formula said that Nifty may possibly come down further. Then there is something called as a Nifty 50 based on GDP and PE. The PE on that day was 22.68, and the formulation is like this. Formula is like this: 2 into the GDP of India. The GDP of India estimated at that time was 8.3. Currently, IMF has said it is 9. Let's see that new value base. So 2 into 8.3, that divided by 22.68 gives into the Nifty level gives me the value of something like 12,716. So according to the fundamentals basis, it can still further go down. Now I have done this calculation for now. 2 into 8.3, considering the old values only, is 16.6. 16.6 divided by this is the current PE level. Okay, which I have taken from the charts. I'll show you that value, 20.89. So 16.6 divided by 20.89 gives me 0.794. Okay, 0.794 into the current level of 17 sorry, it should be 16 to 45, not 17. So my mistake is there. I'll do the calculations once again. Okay, so we'll do once again. 2, we'll take the new value which IMF has suggested, that is 9. 2 into 9, GDP of 9. So 2 into 9, that will give me 18. 18 divided by the current PE. The current PE of Nifty is 20.89. 20.89 is the current PE of Nifty. So 18 divided by 20.89 gives me 0.86 into 16 to 45. Tells me that the market can go up to 13,997. This is as of today's values, based on the what we see is the P and the GDP. Supposing I take the Buffett indicator, I have kept the Buffett indicator on here. The Buffett indicator tells me there are two ways. They have just modified some years, 2 years back or something. The Buffett indicator originally was calculated as the total market divided by market cap divided by GDP, and according to that, then value is 95.71, and the new method is total market cap divided by, in the denominator we have GDP plus the total assets of Central Bank of India, that is Central Bank meaning the Reserve Bank of India. So as per the new method, the value is coming to 82.63. Okay. Now if you see the values, okay, the mean as per the old method is 80.09. Okay, the new mean as per the new method is 71.48. Supposing I take the new method and the ratio is 82.60. So let us do the calculation based on that. Here we note that it can go up to 13,997. That is about 14,000 levels. So let's see this. So we see here 71.48 divided by 82.63. 71.48 divided by 82.63 into the level 16425. So it can go, as per Buffett, it can go to 14,208 level. Okay. Now there is another way of calculation based on what we say is the VIX. So I have made a VIX worksheet. I was referring to the theory on VIX, and VIX is nothing but the volatility index. This method is based on the American method of calculating the US VIX. So this I had developed on 28 February, this worksheet and everything. What you have to do is enter the VIX value and the current Nifty value. So on 28 February, the VIX was 28.57 and the current Nifty was 16,793. Based on this table will calculate everything. And this week, the expected range was up to 16,128. Okay, here. And we saw that the Nifty came down to 16,245. So it is within the range. Okay, the high could have been 17,459. The low, possible low is 16,128. Now I have prepared a new one for this week. 6 March, I have entered the value. Current VIX value is 27.95, and my current this value is 16,245. Based on that VIX also, it tells me that this week the Nifty can go down to 15,615. I am backtesting this, and every week we'll see how the VIX is actually working. As per the note which is mentioned there, the probability of the range working correctly is approximately 68%. That is, if you see the normal curve, it is about 2 SD. Okay. So here we are saying that the VIX is telling that this week the possible downturn is up to 15,615. So 15,615 is in between these two. Basically, this is 15,903. So it can come down 15,903 से 15,615. मतलब ये मंथली डिमांड जोन के बीच में आके बैठेगा निफ्टी. Possibility, yeah? That is a possibility. The word is possibility. We are doing some theory basically and trying to understand how to do the prediction levels. So the monthly demand zone is set. How to see the monthly demand zone? You can see here M. I'm doing monthly for M, and now it is taking some time, but you can see here there is a good small two basing candles were formed based on which we have prepared the monthly demand zone. Okay, I'm going back to the demand zone for the day. The upper level is this, but this is now far away. So one can't even think that it will happen It may take that nearly 6-8 months ऊपर जाने के लिए लग सकता है. Okay, don't assume and don't understand that कल जाके cease fire हुआ और निफ्टी 16,000, 17,000, 18,000 पे हो जाएगा. इतना जल्दी नहीं होता है. कम से कम 2 से 3 महीना लगेगा for it to move backwards. Means move in the reversal manner. There is another thing which we can see is the FIB levels, which I had drawn over here, if I remember. Let me see the FIB levels. It is there. मैंने निकाल दिया ना अभी. Okay. Just now I removed the points. I'll show you the FIB levels using this FIB retracement. Now this is my low and this is my high. So if I use my FIB retracement, I'm clicking on this. I'm touching the low levels. This is the lowest level. And I'm putting the value at this level. Now you can see at 78.6% retracement levels in the Nifty has already reached. So अगर ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा 100% retracement भी हुआ तो 15,400 का लेवल पे जा सकता है. So we are around 500, 600, 700 points possibly downwards हो सकता है. कब होगा, कितने दिन में होगा, वो कोई बता नहीं सकता है. Okay, that is little difficult to say because if the news is very bad, some things are going very bad, this can happen immediately also. Immediately meaning in this week. Okay, because we are not very far away. 16,245 say around 700 points down, we will be in a position to reach 15,500 levels. So things are not so good. Okay, let's see some of the other indices. This is Dow Jones Index. You can see the fall. If you see our Nifty and you see the world indices, you will find the same kind of trend. Market was going up, up, up. Then the fall has happened. The Dow Jones went up to this level. Today it is at this level. S&P 500, once again it is going down. It was going up. It has started going down. The volumes are also now very heavy and the red candles are sale, meaning there is a good selling which is happening. Nasdaq, NDX is nothing but Nasdaq 100. See, Nasdaq has fallen much more. Nasdaq has fallen much more than anyone else. You can see, यहाँ से यहाँ ऊपर गया और drastically नीचे गिर गया. The French index CAC, severely beaten. European countries are facing the heat. The London FTSE, see the last day, Friday. See कितना free fall हुआ. The German index, DAX, see the big fall. Germany is having a lot of dependency on Russia for the gas and the crude. See the fall, tremendous fall. The Nikkei Japanese index, like the Asian index, they are falling here. Very much similar to the Indian index. Okay, let's go to the Indian currency with the USD, INR currency. Normally the currency, the gold, they will be inversely related. So you can see here, the currency values have gone up. It is touching the highest level, 76 level. एक stop बनाया था, ये दूसरा double top बनाया. So as the currency is going to go up, definitely the market will have a bearing. The gold, you can see the gold is going up continuously. The Bitcoin is falling, severe fall in Bitcoin. don't indulge in anything like Bitcoin just now. We don't have any understanding के कहाँ तक वो जाएगा, government accept करेगा. Crude oil, one of the highest levels, 115. 115 is the highest level reach. India can bear up to 85, 90, 95 तक. उसके ऊपर जाएगा तो we'll find a major increase in the crude oil prices. Basically होगा तो इंडिया में बहुत बड़ा रिएक्शन होगा. Now that today being the day for the last phase of the UP election, I believe 10th को result है, March 10th, that is on Thursday. So from 7th, 8th, we'll get this kind of opinion polls, and government is going to increase the crude oil prices very soon after the election is over. So we'll find this particular thing happening immediately now. So 10-15 rupees से petrol diesel बढ़ेगा ही बढ़ेगा. This is the Nifty. Nifty has come down from a continuous rise. It has started coming down. You can see here. Now it is coming down. It has to break this and then it has to enter the demand zones. Sensex similarly placed. Once again the fall. This was the rise and then the fall. India VIX. This is the value of India VIX 27.95, which I took in this worksheet. 27.95, and the current level is 16,245. So I am expecting a low of 15,615 based on the India VIX. Possible, huh? There is a possibility. It is expected, not actually. By the way, I just forgot to mention that this is a lecture which is giving you some idea about the understanding about the markets. I am not telling you anything to buy or something. The disclaimer is that this is for educational purpose only. I am not a SEBI registered advisor. If you want to buy or sell, please consult your financial advisor before taking any decision. Buying and selling of stocks or any investment decisions are not anything which I am saying. You do it based on your financial advisor. I am not liable for any gains or losses made by you. The course objective is to spread the literacy financial point of view to get idea about the markets. So the VIX is always inversely proportional to Nifty. If I drop a Nifty here, you can see here with the VIX, you will be able to see the Nifty. The VIX has started going up. The Nifty has started going down. So here is my Nifty and VIX at this levels. जितना VIX ऊपर जाएगा उतना निफ्टी नीचे आने का चांसेस है. Next 50, my large caps going down. Now I wanted to show you how to enter, how to log in this trading view. So first thing you do is in Google, you just mention trading view. And there is a site extension which is there for India. So mention trading view India. Then you'll get this login. तो आप in.tradingview.com पे जाएंगे. Then create a free account. Sign in करना. Create a free account. And then after sign in, you will be able to see a chart like this. And that chart is this particular chart. So first thing you'll have to do is you'll have to create your watch list. Okay. So I will show you later in the part. Then I will explain you all these particular things which are there on the left hand side, on the right hand side, and above. Okay. So we'll see that little later. But all you have to do is you'll have to create a login, and based on that login, you will be in a position to use the trading view. The trading view is a basic version, is free, and if you want to have a pro version and all, I'm not using trading view on a daily basis. I use my Trade Tiger. but I use it for explanation to you all, okay, as well as for the any of the foreign charts which I were to refer. That time I use my trading view. Now this is my Nifty Junior. Nifty Junior is nothing but my Nifty next 50. Means 1 to 50 is your Nifty 50. 51 to 100 is your Nifty Junior. This is my energy level chart. Now you can see here the current values is touching the upper level, which is my resistance level, which is the supply zone. So there is a barrier here. It has to cross this barrier for the energy index to go up. The pharma index, the sector is going down. The pharma sector is continuously going down. I am not a very particular fan of pharma sector because it is more or less governed by the United States FDA. So their approval, disapproval will make the Indian stocks go up and down. The only stocks which I believe can do well are those which are related to the hospital industry, that is Apollo Hospitals, Max Health, Fortis Healthcare. Okay, even the laboratory stocks like Lalpat Lab, Metropolis, all they have gone, Thyrocare and all, they are now getting thorough beating now because COVID is over and nowadays all the kits are available where you can go and do your testing. So not much of demand for that. Midcap 150 is falling down. Last week I had mentioned that there is a movement from mid cap and small cap into the large caps. Okay, so that is what is happening. There is a movement which is happening. A lot of investment is moving from the small caps and mid caps to the large caps. So we can see a severe fall in the mid cap. Okay, more than 2,000 points from 12,300 levels to 10,300 levels. 2,000 points fall is a very severe fall in the mid caps. Small caps 150, once again small caps 400, once again a big fall from 11,500, it has fallen down to 9,700. FMCG, now I am seeing some other groups का जो FMCG के लिए they are telling you to buy. I understand that FMCG is supposed to be a defensive sector. Normally when the markets go down, FMCG goes up. But currently, since last 1 year, not currently we can say, since last 1 year, the FMCG is moving down severely. If you see the horizontal bar here, that was a higher level, which was somewhere near 42,000, and now it is at 34,000, a drop of 8,000 points. Okay, that's a severe drop. So FMCG sector is not doing so well. Okay, now if you are a person who believe in stocks like Hindustan Unilever, there was a joke when Nifty was 18,000, ITC was at 224 something. When Nifty is at 16,000, ITC is at same level. तो उसको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, and that is the truth also, that ITC is not moving, Hindustan Unilever is gone down. The basic reasons which I have mentioned in my messages also, this war situation will create further problems. Crude oil prices will grow up, will keep on going up. Palmoline will become costlier. Most of the food products are based on palmoline. Most of the oil soaps are based on crude oil. So FMCG sector is bound to be in trouble. Okay. Rural India is having problem. डिमोनेटाइजेशन के बाद जीएसटी का सिस्टम आया, उसके बाद कोविड आया, कोविड का 2 साल निकल गया, रूरल मार्केट इज नॉट हैविंग गुड बिजनेस, एमएसएमई इज डाउन, सो डोंट एक्सपेक्ट एफएमसीजी टू मूव अप. बट इफ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर बाइंग हिंदुस्तान यूनिलीवर, और आई एम नॉट वेरी फेवरेट फॉर आईटीसी because ITC has not done anything. Unless there is a demerger, it will not happen, anything will not happen. So you can go for Hindustan Unilever, one stock, not the others. Although you can look at this Tata Consumer and maybe Dabur and Marico, but you can't say much about them now. Midcap 50, we have seen. Auto industry, auto is in not so good condition. In the recent week also, you can see there is a continuous fall which is happening in the auto industry. This is the one of the lower levels which it has reached. So last July, August, September का ये एक bottom था, दूसरा bottom. Once again, it is coming to that level. Some people are saying we should go for some of these stocks. I don't see any major gain except Eicher Motors, Tata Motors, and maybe Bajaj Auto in the future point of view. Okay, so इतना अच्छा नहीं है position. Autos will be okay maybe 3 to 6 months down the line. Okay, we are looking at the Nifty 500. You can see one bottom, second bottom से थोड़ा ऊपर गया, और ये third time वो bottom levels पे है. This is a position where you can see here, when it went up, this was the resistance level. Then it broke the resistance and it moved up. So now this red, the horizontal line became a support level. ये ऊपर गया, अभी एक नया रेजिस्टेंस उसने ऊपर क्रिएट किया, फिर वापस नीचे आया, द सेम रेजिस्टेंस के थोड़ा ऊपर से वो वापस ऊपर गया. It near about touched the same resistance once again, and once again it came down to the same support level. If it keeps on hitting the support multiple times, then it is bound to break that support. The possibility is there that CNX Nifty 500 will break this and will go further down. Okay. Now this particular thing which you are seeing here, the resistance which was there becoming the support, this is called as change in polarity. This is called as change in polarity. The resistance becomes the support now. Okay, I'm giving you some new fundas. BSE 100 and all will be like NSE. Infra sector. Infra movement is little problematic. Why? You can see that the same kind of thing. This was the resistance. It broke the resistance in August 21. It went up from the new resistance level. ऊपर गया 3 टाइम वो ऊपर जा चुका है. 3 times it has touched the upper level, but still it is coming down. तो क्या हो गया? What is it saying? That it is not so strong enough to break this barrier. Now all this what you are seeing, the zones and all, they are now become old zones. They are no longer valid because it has already gone below these zones. So here a change in polarity is there. The resistance which was over here has become the now support levels. And how many times it has taken support? यहाँ तो break किया, एक support यहाँ हुआ, ये level पे, और दूसरा support ये level. How many times it has top 1, 2, 3 times. So this has become the range in which this particular infrastructure is. Now if you see fundamentally also, does the government have a lot of money to start the infra? Unfortunately, the LIC, what is this issue, is now got postponed. So a good amount of revenue means this investment revenue was going to come to the government with around 60 plus thousand crores. Now that 60,000 plus crores has now been shifted to the next financial year, April, May. It may go a little late also because of the possibility that unless and until the market conditions become conducive, the government will not take a risk. The reason is it is not only the money which is involved, it is the prestige of the country is also involved, where you will find that the government will find that having this kind of situation, and if the IPO is not successful, the government will lose badly. Okay. So now that money is not there for investment, infra projects will get further delayed. And once the government is not putting money, definitely the capital, what is this, the private sector capital investments will also get delayed. So I don't see anything happening till October or something in the infrastructure sector. It is because this is very logical that इंफ्रा मूवमेंट्स होगा, उसके बाद 2-3 महीने के बाद जाके आपको रिजल्ट्स दिखाई देगा. So if the infra is down, then definitely cement sector will be down. If you want to see the cement sector stocks, they are badly beaten in the market. I made watch list of practically all the types of sectors. I'll just show you if the system responds immediately. Here it is. So let's see the cement. You can see the cement stocks. The whole week, rather, if you see, everyone is going down severely. In last Friday, खाली ACC और अल्ट्राकेम और अंबुजा थोड़ा पॉजिटिव था, रेमको भी पॉजिटिव था, बाकी सब नेगेटिव हुए. Now, if this is the situation, don't expect much changes to happen immediately. Let us see this chart. I kept it ready for you. In 1 week, I'm comparing all sectors with Nifty. Where is my Nifty? In 1 week, it went down by minus 2.48%. Blue के नीचे है वो further red है. Auto was the worst. Financial services worst. Auto -9, financial services -5, banks -5. This is overall bank. This is private bank. Consumption stocks, realty stocks. You can see the list is endless. Sub PSU banks, 2 weeks before PSU banks was going up. Now it is down. What were the positive stocks? Now the light greens ones are better than Nifty, but still they are also negative. They are also negative. You can see all these are negative. Infra is here, -94% down in 1 week time. What were the sectors which were up? You can see metals was up by 6% in this week. Why metal is up? Not because of the inherent advantage they are having because of the war. Normally commodities become costlier and metal commodities. So metal iron stocks have started moving along with the aluminium. Now aluminium mein Hindalco, National Aluminium, Vedanta are doing well. But if you see, even Tata Metallic started moving. If you get opportunity and remove your आपको ऊपर है मैं थोड़ा रिमूव किया because metal stocks will move till the time the war problem is there and the commodity issues will be there. After that you will find suddenly you will find most of the stocks coming back to the lower levels. Then central public sector enterprises, oil and gas are up, energy is up, and IT is up. My opinion about IT is it is a very good sector, but you'll have to wait because the problem is you are going to see a lot of correction which can happen because still they are at very high PE levels. You can see here, this is 1 month Nifty. In 1 month, Nifty has gone down by -7.26%. और उसमें negative sectors were You can see down below, big line. Auto 14%, PSU banks 13%, Realty 12%, Nifty banks 11%. Now, this week, I don't remember on Thursday or Friday, there was a bulk block booking in HDFC Bank also. I understand that some of these banks are well placed, but if there is a 7,000 crore FIR selling on Friday, then what can you expect? Definitely markets में downward trend तो होगा ही होगा. So media is down, consumption is down, MNC is down, FMCG is down 7%, healthcare is down. Metal was up 3%, energy -8. Now, all this above blue, the light green ones are negative, but they are lesser negative compared to the Nifty. So you can see energy, CPSE, IT near about became -2.5, but in last week it gained by about 2%. So this was the structural things which you are seeing. So I would like to see a couple of sectors, basically metal I'm seeing just now. So let's see the stocks in metal, Nifty metal compared to them. So here is my Nifty metal, that is the blue line, which gained by 3.1%. Which are the stocks which moved up? Coal India, Hindalco, Tata Steel, Ratnamani Metals, VEDL, National Aluminium. Okay. Now I am seeing, I don't know much about Ratnamani Metals. I'm not interested. It is I don't know whether it is a mid cap, I think so, or a small cap. Coal India I'm having, but I would wait for the right price. It has come about near about 185 levels, around 404 or something. That is what was the last time high. So anything between 195, 190 plus, it is opportunity if you want to exit from there, because once again otherwise 6 महीने के लिए आप उसको लेके बैठेंगे. Hindalco and National Aluminium, they will grow because Russia is the second largest exporter of aluminium, and because Russia is having problems, aluminium prices will keep going up. Tata Steel is going up. Tata Metallics started moving up, okay, but Tata Metallics is not part of Nifty Metal, so I'm not able to show you. NMDC has started moving up. Hindustan Zinc has started moving up. So you can look at these stocks if you want to see in a weekly basis also. Where is the weekly? So weekly metal moved up by 6.9, NMDC moved up by 5, aluminium moved up by 4. Okay, this is the negative one. Adani Enterprises. I am not at all investing anything in Adani because currently some of these stocks are driven by operators. Okay, liquidity बहुत low होता है और operator driven होता है. Many a times it is in upper circuit or lower circuit some of the stocks. So I sort of avoid unless it is a fundamentally a good stock. Okay. So that goes back to my original. Let us see the IT. Here is IT, which has gone up by 2% in last 1 week. Mindtree, Coforge, Wipro, LTTS, Emphasis, Tech Mahindra, LTI. Okay, TCS, hardly any movement, 0.1% up. HCL Tech 0.77, Infi 1.6. TCS is having the buyback. Okay, this week it will happen around 9th or 10th ke baad. So be ready for that if you are interested. You should be doing it because it is the advantage you have. You can sell at higher price and buy back at a lower price. Now some of the stocks like LTI, Tech Mahindra and all, they are still having, not Tech Mahindra, but LTI definitely. So their P levels are quite high. So if you are looking at some kind of a correction which we don't know exactly whether it will really happen or not, because we cannot be sure about the IT sector, because most of these IT sector stocks, they keep on moving high in spite of the high P's. Now, if you'll be able to see the ITP was 33 something like that. Okay, now also it is similar, 33 only. So you don't see much of a change in IT. And the valuations point of view also, if you see the individual stocks, you can see LTI is 48, quite high. Coforge 48, LTTS 54. You can see this value. 90 42, TCS 34. ये थोड़ा reasonably low है. Infosys reasonably low है. Tech Mahindra low है. वो पता था. Tech Mahindra low है. Wipro भी low है. So the large caps ones are low, but the mid caps like Mindtree and all, you can see they are quite high. LTTS, LTI, even Tata LXC is very high. Tata LXC is not in this list because of which you can't see it. Tata LXC was more earlier. अभी कितने हैं? Okay, here it is. So I'll have to see here because Nifty में नहीं आएगा. You can see Tata LXC 82, very high. So Tata Elxsi I'm using basically just now for swing. So when it goes up around 7,000, just now it has gone up to 6,600 levels, around 7,200, 300 levels, I will exit and once again buy. The actual forecasted price for this stock is around 5,300 levels according to analysts, but still it is very high. Okay. Now I have told you all to go for the Bs if you want. Okay. You can see the realty is also down. The realty is down, drastically down. It has come back to the demand zone levels. Last week, some of the realty stocks, especially DLF, was moving up. I, for one, don't believe in realty much, except one or two stocks, Prestige Estates, Godrej Properties. Godrej Properties also, I'm having it just because it is having a brand name. But otherwise, today I don't see a very big sort of a positiveness in this stock. PSU banks going down, you can see here. IT going down, index is going down. Junior Bs. Now, I for one believe that in this kind of scenario, when we cannot have a proper hold on the mid caps, so it is better to go and buy the ETFs. So for mid caps, you will have ETFs. There are two ETFs which are available in the market. One is from Nippon ETF, mid cap 150 or something. Similarly, we have from ICICI Pru ETFs, mid cap 150. Both are at the same level of 105, 106 levels per. I have put an order for 103 levels because I believe I'll get at 103 levels. I'm waiting since a week. तो वो लेवल पे शायद हमको मिल जाएगा. So this is Nippon ETF. Gold Bees. As I was telling you, gold is increasing. You can see from 39.40 levels which I had bought, it has now reached 44.46. If you want to know, at the time of the problems we had in this, you can see the gold was at this level, 51 के ऊपर था, somewhere here. Here you can see this level is something 51 के ऊपर था. Here it is 51. This was the highest level somewhere 49.50 पे gold आ चुका था. So you can always expect that as the market goes down, there is a good possibility that the gold stocks will go up. So currently it is at 44, 45 levels. ये ऊपर जाएगा, and that is why in my last lecture also I mentioned that it is good to do some kind of hedging with respect to gold. The other way you can do is using Nifty futures or Nifty put options, which I am not sharing with you just now because it is, you should not get the habit of doing options all the time because you can end up in trouble also. Nifty Bs are the regular Nifty, okay, the long caps. This is my PSU Bank Bs. Now, unfortunately, I bought it at 30.31 when the stocks were started doing well. It has gone down, but I'm not worried because ultimately PSU banks may, these are the best way to invest. Bank Bs have also gone down very badly. Okay, my investment was around 360, it has now become 350 levels, but we'll have to hold on because the banks are going down. Private banks, here it is, and this is Bank Nifty. Okay. Now let us see some of the stocks. Now I want to show you the stocks, but I want to start with the other thing which I'm supposed to do is the show you how to go about reading the charts and understanding the charts. So first I'm removing this. This is which Bank Nifty. Okay, let us go and see Nifty first, and I will show you how to do the understanding of Nifty. Okay, here is Nifty. So I'm removing everything from Nifty, and I will show you one thing at a time. Removing drawings. Okay, all the drawings are away. Now let us understand how to use this. First thing, when you start this particular account, you will not have anything in the watch list. So what you'll have to create? You'll have to create your own watch list. So click over here, plus pay, and here you will have all the stocks of various countries. Okay, I want something Cipla. Okay, so here you can see Cipla is already there in the list. But here, if you get a plus sign, you add Cipla. Here I'm adding on the BSE. So I've got a stock Cipla in my watch list, and it will come at the end. ये वॉच लिस्ट काफ़ी लंबा है, तो नीचे आपको सिप्ला दिखाई देगा. Here it is Cipla. So this is the Cipla stock. What you see on the x-axis is the period April, July, October. This is 2021. Then, sorry, this is 2020. 2021 starts from here. 2022 starts from here. You can get the stock over here also. If you type Cipla here, you will be able to see the same stock over here also. Now, what you see here is the time frames. I am doing normally swing trading. So what I will do, I will use three types of charts. The weekly chart, the day chart, and the hourly chart, 1 hour chart. On the weekly chart, which is the highest level, I will see what is the pattern which is being shown over here. So now you can see the stock was actually going up, but in this last few weeks, if you say from May 2021 onwards, it is actually in this particular consolidation. Now, what can I do? I can draw a box or I can draw some channel. So I'm drawing a horizontal line. To show the horizontal channel, another horizontal line I'm drawing. Now what I'm seeing is there is a good amount of volume which was there on 14th of February. You can see the red candle above the average line. So on this day, heavy selling has happened in Cipla. The green candles indicate that they were buying which was heavier. The red candles indicate the selling was heavier. And if you see on the volumes, there is a blue line above that. That is my, you can see here 20 day simple moving average. So using this weekly channel, I am seeing that Cipla is in my, currently is in my consolidation sideways movement. Then I go to my day. So I click on the day, and on the day, 1 week will have 5-day candles. So 1 week candle which was of this week is shown in the form of 5-day candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the week started here, 28th of Feb, and ended here, which was 4th of March. So 28th, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Now what you are seeing here is this. These two ranges are same. You can see here this blue line, the above line. It tells me that Cipla is moving in a sideways consolidation manner. Trends are of three types: upward moving, downward moving, and sideways moving. Now, if I want to buy something in Cipla, when the trend is something sideways, I might as well not buy, because हमको पता है कि Cipla का movement is not so great. If I look at my hourly chart, I don't see any opportunity, because Cipla ये range में ही move होने वाला है. So I might as well drop the idea of buying Cipla as of now. But supposing I want to know what level I should enter Cipla. So demand over here I can see, but there is a candle which has already come at this level. So this demand zone is getting tested by this candle. So this is not a good demand zone. So I don't see a demand zone very far off over here at this levels, but ये काफी दूर है current level से. So I don't see a very good demand opportunity in Cipla unless I really want to go forcingly. मैं Cipla को ये level पे देखूंगा. Since it is a demand zone, I am putting a green bar. So at this levels, if Cipla comes down and my RSI or my Bollinger Band is telling me a buy signal, then I will buy. Now, Bollinger Band is telling me, I'll do each of these bands little later. The Bollinger Band, it has come to the medium level. So medium level पे है, अगर इससे ऊपर जाएगा तो I may think of buying it, but I don't have very positive feeling about this stock, because this stock has moved in a range from year to year. So there is a possibility that once again it can go down and then it may go a little up. So I don't see a very strong possibility. Even if it comes down in the demand zone, वो ऊपर जाने का chances मेरे को कुछ दिखता नहीं है अभी, because if you want to see something more, I can show you the RSI, whether it will be allowing me to add. So your ADX I'm showing you. ADX, there are blue line, green line, red line. ADX tells me that if it is above the 20 level, above this level, and the blue should be above that and the green should be above that. But if you see now, I am seeing in the ADX, what I am seeing is the red is above the green. and blue is below 20, the green is below 20, and the red is above 20. So this ADX, this is average directional index, which tells me that this stock is not ready to go up. तो मैं ये ADX से मैं पता चला कि ये ऊपर नहीं जाएगा. चलो मैं और देखता हूँ, एक RSI से देख लेता हूँ. Here is RSI. I'm not allowed to keep everything up, so I'm closing down the other one. ADX को बंद किया तभी मैं. Now RSI is above. What is this line? Above 50. Now RSI का condition ये है कि if it is between 40 and 60, then the stock is supposed to be sideways. If it is between 40 and 60, the stock is supposed to be sideways. If it is just above 30, like here it was about 30, the stock is in the position of buy. तो ये मैं ये buy करता था तो यहाँ से वो ऊपर गया and it has gone up. Once it reaches above 60, 70, then the stock will start coming down. So it started coming down. So what I'm saying is, I am seeing that the RSI also tells me that the stock is near about 50. At present, it is not in a position to take off. Then I go and look at my day chart also RSI values. Day chart also RSI is telling me it is less than 60. It is around 50 something, 53. Weekly में भी वही दिखाता है. It is less. So all the charts are telling me that I should not go for anything like Cipla. So this is what I showed you using of the multiple time frames. Same way, the next candle here is I can see the different chart. Now what you are seeing is candles. If you want to show it like hollow candles, you can show like hollow candles. The red ones is red and the hollow ones is the green one, which are transparent candles. Then we can show the line graph with the closing values. Here is my line graph. I'm removing the Bollinger Band just now, hiding it. So here is my line graph of Cipla. If I want to see the area graph of Cipla, I can use that area graph. In some of the websites, you will be seeing this area graphs. Now, Heiken Ashi, Renko and all, they are typically for particular usage. Heiken Ashi, here is Heiken Ashi. They smoothen the graph, they don't show a lot of noise. So you can use different graphs depending upon your requirement over here. Now here what is happening? What you are seeing here is, let us go back to the candlestick. We'll take a lecture on Heiken Ashi when I do my long-term one strategy is there. That time we use Heiken Ashi charts. Normally we'll use candle charts. Now supposing I'm doing a evaluation of the bank stocks. And what I do, I go to my Nifty Bank. Where is Nifty Bank? Here is Nifty Bank. Now I want to study how is my Nifty private banks and Nifty PSU banks. How are they moving in comparison with the Bank Nifty? So what I'll do, first I will draw Nifty Bank. तो मैंने Nifty Bank select किया. I can click here. I can write Bank Nifty and I pick up the stock. Now I will add here. I'll put the plus sign पे add करूँगा और मैं यहाँ Nifty Private लिखूँगा. So I get Nifty Private Bank and I click on this. So now Nifty Bank के साथ मेरे को Nifty Private Bank मिला. The yellow line is the private bank closing values. The chart is of the Nifty Bank. So what is it saying? It's saying that the overall Bank Nifty has moved by 58.71 as per this graph. The Nifty Private Bank has moved only 47.73. So what does it mean? It means that the private banks are below the Bank Nifty. Now I want to see my PSU banks. So I will say Nifty PSU because that indicator is readily available. PSU. So here it is CNX PSU Bank. Here is mine. So what I am doing now, PSU banks has grown by 80.96% compared to Bank Nifty of 58.71 compared to private banks of 47.7. So this gives me an understanding of my banking sector. So the banking sector may currently the PSU banks have done much better than the private banks. The PSU banks have done much better than the private banks. Now I've got और थोड़ा उत्साह है कि मेरे को जानना है कि कौन सा PSU बैंक. So maybe I'll put PSU बैंक में SBI डालता हूँ. So here is my State Bank of India. So SBI has moved way up. Then I'm adding Canara Bank. So Canara Bank SBI से नीचे है. I'm adding Bank of Baroda. So Bank of Baroda भी SBI से नीचे है. Let me add now HDFC Bank. So here is my HDFC Bank. So where is my HDFC Bank? Below Nifty Private Bank. Below Nifty Private. So HDFC has not done well. Understand this. Let me see ICICI Bank. It should be above HDFC logically. So where is ICICI? Here it is, green one. So it is much above even the PSU bank से ऊपर है. Let me see now Axis Bank. Where is Axis Bank? Here it is above Bank Nifty, red one. Okay, let me see now Kotak Bank. So Kotak Bank is just above HDFC Bank. Okay, let me see one more IndusInd Bank and Federal IDFC First Bank. IndusInd. Here is IndusInd Bank. Where is IndusInd Bank? Where it is? Here it is. And lastly, I'll see IDFC First Bank. Where is IDFC First Bank? Just above Kotak Bank. So with this kind of chart, what I understood is how my banks are performing relative to other. And if I want to add one more, which is my Nifty, the pennant one, Nifty 50. So what is Nifty 50? So Bank Nifty यहाँ है, Nifty 50 नीचे है 45 पे. So this gives me an overall view of my banking sector. Do you like it? Anyone? अच्छा लगा? It tells me very clearly what is the strongest bank currently. State Bank of India doing well. Bank Baroda, Canara Bank, उसके बाद ICICI Bank. If you remember, I have mentioned 3 or 4 banks: SBI, ICICI Bank. HDFC is at the bottom, but believe me, it is the market leader. It is currently going back, but it will move back once again to its forefront. Last 1.5 years or so, it has gone back very badly. They are lagging behind in the technological upgradation. So, thora technically they are lagging behind, but as a bank, they are one of the best banks. So, you must have heard also last Friday there was some block deal in HDFC Bank. So that is giving you an idea about this particular. Now, I want to see some indicators. So I'm removing everything. Everything is gone now. Now, what I'm doing is I'm going to add some indicators here. Now, if I color this yellow, it becomes my favorite. So some of these are my favorite, which I use very regularly. So just now, if I click on any one of them, supposing Bollinger Band, then what will happen? Bollinger Band will come over. Now, in the free option, you are allowed to have 3 indicators. So just now I am using ADX and I am using Bollinger Band. Let me add one more RSI if it is allowing me. Let me add RSI if it allows me, well and good. Otherwise, it will send a message that okay, RSI is allowed. अभी 1 2 3 हुआ और एक ऐड करना चाहता हूं लेकिन it will not allow me. So let me add something like money flow index. More indicators if you wish. Then you take a 30-day trial. And once you accept this 30-day trial, after that you will have to pay some $100 or something for the plans. Various plans are there. Now, one major thing is I can use some of this 3 at a time, but if I want to use multiple flow levels, like here you can see in my trading Tiger, I'm using multiple charts. When I'm showing you something and when I evaluate, what I do, I look at 3 levels. And these are my 3 charts which are always on. ये नीचे मैंने तुम्हारे लिए बनाया था अभी. These are my 3 charts which are always on. This is monthly, this is weekly, and this is daily. And I look at these are my setups. This is called as a setup. This is my execution level. It can be a day or it can be a hourly chart also. I don't go below the hour. This is my weekly setup and this is my monthly setup. Now, supposing I want to see what is this? So we have got this JK Lakshmi Sivan. What is JK Lakshmi Sivan? Let's see ACC. Yeah, JK Lakshmi. Yeah. Let's see ACC. ACC current level is 2010. So when you want to see all the 3 charts together to have a proper view about ACC, unfortunately, in my trading view, they will only allow me one chart at a time. So if I want to do multiple chart layout, that is what is not available in my trading view for the basic part. It is available for people who are wanting to spend every month $100 or something. उनके लिए है. Like here you have the multiple layouts. These are 2 vertical layouts. Like I had 3 vertical layouts like that. These are 2 horizontal layouts. you can have something like 8 charts. Like you can see here 8 charts, or like this 8 charts. This layouts are possible using the, you have to pay for them. So if you go for the higher levels, you will be able to see that particular layouts. Another advantage which they have given recently, this is the recent edition, some templates they have made. I have not used this as yet, but there are some volume based templates, swing trading, oscillators, moving averages templates. So you can use this one of these templates, modify as per your requirement. Supposing I want volume based. So I click here and it will show me volume based template. So what is this showing me? Some index CMF, rate on change, on balance volume, and CCI. Now this different templates are being shown. So here they are allowing more than 3. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 are already there. Okay, so here they are allowing more than 3. So you can use this template and modify as per your requirement and still use TradingView for free. Okay. So I'm using my template. I'm going back to my template. Okay. I'm back with my template. So you saw how to select the chart, multiple time frames in candles or any of the other types. Multiple in, you can place one thing above the other, like we saw the Bank Nifty, PSU, private banks. You can place the indicators using this. There are indicators which are available, which are free. Some people have put their indicators which is available free. You can use any of them, okay, depending upon how you want to use. So multiple indicators are available. Then this is the ready-made templates which are available. You can use any of the ready-made templates. Now you can create alerts for yourself at particular values you want to create alert. You can do that. This is for making it full screen. Okay, the full screen has been formed. Press escape, you can go back. This is for doing some settings at the chart level. So chart settings, you want default for the symbols, green color candle, red color candle. The status line, what are the things you want? You want the OHLC values, open, high, low, close values. I don't want events like earnings because this is an American kind of software. So earnings, I don't wish to have those kind of things. So only kind of if I want, I can remove whatever I don't want, I can remove and I can say yes. So the above line at the top gives me this particular settings. Here we are able to see the watch list. Supposing I don't want to see the watch list all the time, I can make it This is a toggle switch. I click here, the watch list will go away. It will be in hiding, and I can see the bigger chart properly. Whenever I make use of the chart and I don't see proper wave, I can go back and say reset chart, and the chart will come back to the proper position. If I want to see the watch list once again, I click here, I get the watch list. Alerts I can set here. News, anything I want to read about Ukraine, you will be able to see some of the headlines here. Here you will be able to see the advanced view of your watch list. Okay, you can see here in my watch list there are what is the percentage of the different type of stocks. Electronics, technologies, consumer durable, health technology, all this thing is mentioned here. So index are 18, symbol stocks are 77%, and some are the ETFs. Okay. Now, let me go to the important part, which is this on the left hand side. Here is my layout. I have saved my layout as L2IA and this EMA of 60, 40, 20 like that. If I want to use this, I will allow it to be used. Just now it is showing me in the settings. I will show 5, 8, 20, 50, 200. What are the input values? 5, 8, 20, 50, 200. Colors are blue, green, light blue, dark blue, red. Now, if I find this is too much, I'm not going to be a hourly trader. I don't want 5 and 8. What I go there, I do in the settings, I remove this click. What I'm going to use is only 20, which is my monthly, 50, which is my quarterly, and 200, which is my yearly. So I say okay now. Now, what I'm seeing, I don't want the Bollinger Band, I hide the Bollinger Band. So I got my 3 moving averages, 20 moving average, 50 moving average, and 200. Now, if you remember in my week also, I had mentioned how to decide when to go for buying. One of the things is to decide when your Nifty 200 से ऊपर क्रॉस करेगा. So I'm looking at the Nifty. What is Nifty? Here is Nifty. Now on the day chart, you can see this, the reddish line, which is my 200-day moving average, and the Nifty is below. What does it mean? It means that the Nifty has gone very much below. The first light blue is supposed to be my 20 days moving average. The dark blue is supposed to be my 50 days moving average. And the pinkish red is supposed to be my 200-day moving average. So based on the moving average, my moving average tells me that unless and until these candles go above 250, at least 200 या 100 तो होना चाहिए. Till that time, I should not even think of entering or buying the stocks. But then you will say, sir, अभी enter नहीं किएगा तो महंगा हो जाएगा फिर. So that is the one. I am putting here 100 also, one more, and I am clicking on the. This is my 100 day. So what does 100 means? 100 means it is a half yearly stock, half yearly moving average. So 20, 50, 100, and this is 200. So now what I've decided is मैं सोच समझ के निफ्टी में एंट्री करूंगा unless and until I get my price moving above 200 or 100 moving average, I will not, मैं buy नहीं करूंगा. Some people will say that is nothing but you are taking a risk. Possibility is there that Nifty can go further down then. Okay. Now we have some of the buttons over here. This is the arrow which I have selected. If you want, you can select cross. 15, 50 this FIB levels, I am using only this tool. Some people use GAN also. GAN is also a good tool. But बहुत से use करेंगे ना तो आप complicated हो जाएगा. Then I can draw a rectangle. I can draw the path. Supposing I select a path. What I do, I want to show you how the trend is moving. So here is it has gone up. मैं click छोड़ा, यहाँ click किया, वापस नीचे गया, stock has gone down. I'm showing you the path. Once again, I'm taking it up. So the stock has moved in this way. So this is shown by the path. So what do you see? The path tells me how the stock has moved. So you can easily understand the movement of the stock. So that is the path. This is the path. Then if I want to put some text, okay, I want to put a text. I want to anchor the text will remain there. Otherwise, if I change the hours, weeks and days, the text will start moving with that. So you can see here, I have put the text here, anchor text and the plain text. Rectangle is for drawing the demand zone and the supply zones. So if I want to draw a demand zone and a supply zone on this particular day, the chart, what is the demand zone level on my monthly zone? If you remember, we had mentioned that. You can see here. And resetting this so that I can see properly where it has come proper. You can see this is my demand zone level. So I click on the rectangle, which I can get it from here also. Here also rectangle is there. Yeah. Where is the rectangle? Here is the rectangle. The same favorite में मैंने यहाँ rectangle लिया है. I don't have to keep on searching there. So here is my rectangle. What I do, I click on the rectangle. I draw my rectangle. And then I have defined some parameters here. If I want to draw a demand zone, BZ meaning demand zone, I will put a green color. And if I want to draw a supply zone, I will put a red color. So this is my demand zone, therefore it has come in green. So what you see, this is how I can use my rectangle. I can send the properties also of the rectangle. You can see your setting here. Here the setting has come. The style is green in color. This is my size of the text. BZ, this is my level. So I can put the color as per my requirement. Okay. Supposing I want to draw a supply zone. The supply zone is here at this level. How to draw the supply zone and all we'll see later. Just now I'm not trying to confuse you. I'm just trying to show you how to use the trading view. Supposing I want to draw the supply zone at this level or here at this level. I pick up this rectangle. I put the Okay. So last time I used the demand zone, so it is showing me green color. I'll go click here and I click on SZ. It will show me red color because I've done the settings for supply zone as red. So what do you see? This is the supply zone where it will face resistance. This is the demand zone where it is going to show me the kind of support. I want to put a text, so I click on the T and I just click here and I write W for, sorry, this was my monthly demand zone. So I put monthly demand zone. And this was my weekly support zone. So I click the text here. I click it here and I say weekly supply zone, which is my resistance. So what does it mean? My stock is going to move in this way, in this much area. Okay. So I use this. Now we'll be able to do the price range. I want to know the price range. What is the price in which it has moved from this point to this point? So from here, I click on the price range and I'm putting my arrow and I'm shifting on the right. So what is the price? So it has moved by something like 41.5 from this level to this level. So here is my starting level and here is my ending level. So that is the difference in the price. How much more if it is going to fall, I can pull the arrow down and I can show that it can come down this way. तो ये इतना ऊपर गया था उतना ही लेवल से वो नीचे भी जा सकता है. This is some kind of methods in which we use in our technical analysis. I'm just showing you something. I'm not telling you that it will fall up to this level. Then this is the measurement which I want to do from here to here. From here to here, what is the measurement? Okay. This is one level. Starting point was here and the above level is here. Supposing I want to know this particular, इसका measurement कितना है? So I can click here. So this bar starting point difference is this much. Okay. So I can see the percentage up or down. Now there are some icons which we can put. So if I want to do some explanation, I can use these icons. If I want to put a plus line, I can put here arrow sign indicating that it has moved up from here. So this is for my basically for explaining, giving some proper explanation to the person. Okay. So balloons, some signs, whatever I like this. So okay, here it has gone up. I liked it. I benefited it. Then if you want to, these are some locks which are there. I don't use much of this. ये hide करना है तो hide कर सकते हैं. Hide drawings, hide indicators. Okay, if I want to remove any of the things, remove drawings, remove indicators, I can use this. If I want to keep my favorite lines, this is my favorite bar. ये निकाल दिया तो गया, ये रखा तो ये बार आ गया. This is what I use on a regular basis. Okay. This is my free line. It has gone out, so I'm putting in the middle. मेरे को starting में चाहिए. So I can move around also with this. These are my arrows which I use. This is my long and short position. Now I'll explain you long and short position. This is important thing. Supposing I want to enter a stock at this level. Okay, so here is my horizontal line that I want to enter the stock at this level. So this is my buy. And I want to exit the stock at this level. Okay, and I want to place a stop loss below it here. This is my stop loss. So what I'm writing the points here, this is my stop loss. This is my stop loss, SL meaning stop loss. This is my buy, I want to enter the stock at this buy level, and I want to have a price, target price at this level, exit at this level. Now this trading view is not connected with direct buy and sell, but if it was like in US, it is directly we are connected to the brokers. Then I can use this long position. This is long. What I do, I click here, and I get my long position here. Then I move this to my stop loss level. This is my stop loss level, and this is my target. I move to my target level. So here I am having this. Once more I'm doing it, and putting on the buy position. Here is my buy position. Okay. So I enter here. This is my stop loss, the blue line. ये line पे मैंने entry किया 14,830 पे. Stop loss is at 13,444. I'm just saying, and this is my target. Now I want to know what is my risk levels. So what is my risk reward ratio is 2.96. What does it mean? If I am having a risk of 1 rupee, then the reward is of 2.90. So I can use this for long position. If I am having a falling stock, which can be any of the stocks which is doing badly in this time. Here is TCS. Yeah. See this. HEG is going down. I want to do short sell. I identify the stock is going to go down. So this is my entry at this level. I enter here for a short. Then I keep a stop loss above it. So at this level, supposing I'm just giving you some idea, not exactly I'm going to do that. So this is my stop loss, and my target is at this level below. At the target, I'll buy once again and give it back to the broker. Okay. So I can do this in futures. I can do this in my. Now here is my short. This is long position. This is short position. So I click here and I put it on the arrow. Now I pull this down and this is my target. And I click here and this is my stop loss. So what I've done, the risk reward is how much? The risk reward is 1:8, 1.8. Means if the risk is 1, the reward is 81. So I find my stop loss is very high. I'll say I'll bring down my stop loss little low at this level, and I'll change my this settings here. So this becomes my stop loss now. So what is my risk reward? It is 2.25. So every risk of ₹1, I'm going to get a reward of 2.25. I find that this is also low. I want to increase my target. So I'll say I will wait and I will take the target at here, at this level. So I take the target at this level. So now my target is, now the risk reward ratio has become 1:2.5. Means what does it mean? It means that my risk is 1 rupee, but my reward is 2.5. This is a short sell example. So this is how I will use my tool TradingView for doing multiple things. There are some other things also. Supposing if I add some indicators and I can have a toggle switch, the toggle will help me. So I have added this Bollinger Band and RSI. So this is my RSI. If I don't want to see this RSI, I can click here and I can remove the RSI. It will show me the full graph. I click here once again, I will be able to see the indicator. Supposing I want to take the indicator up, then I click here, the indicator will go up and the chart will go down. You can see here the indicator has gone up and the chart has gone down. So play around with this tool. If you keep on using for a few days, you will be able to find it is very useful, and definitely it will help you to do understand the TradingView. So this side is your full drawing. Then sometime later we'll see stock screener and all. We will not be using it now. I use charting for the screener. I'll show you how to use charting. Okay. These are the watch lists. Now in your unpaid, the basic one, you'll be able to create only one watch list. That is why you are seeing only one red. But supposing you have multiple, you have the criteria of green, blue, yellow, you can create multiple watch lists if you do the payment. Okay. So by doing the payment, you'll be able to create multiple watch lists. You'll be able to see in the multiple layout form. Okay, another one advantage which I can use it, I'll show you sometime later. You can see the volume bars. I can fix the volume, some indicator moving average also. So here I am putting moving average and I'm putting a value of moving average as 20. So what I'm going to see, I see a blue line on this volume bar, and that tells me that the volume on that particular day was above the average. You can see a green Cooper bar is above the volume line. So this was a high volume buying, high volume selling. Last 6-7 days there is a high volume. Even the earnings must not have been good. After the earnings also, E meaning earning. After the earnings also, this stock has fallen. So this is how you can use your TradingView. Okay. Any questions you want to ask me on anything? Anyone? Okay, let's call it a day. Take care.